Welcome to today. Welcome to today's episode of The Two Broke Photographers. I'm Faulkner and there's Heather. Today's topic is marketing yourself as a new photographer. How to get yourself seen out there. It's a big world. There's so many avenues you can go. How do you stand out?
And how do you get your first client? I think that's the biggest question.
How do you stand out and how do you go about getting your first client? I think that's the most important thing that a lot of people want to know. So Heather, what do you think is the best way to get your first client?
I think the most important thing is you have to be out there. So if you don't show yourself or your work, you're never going to be seen. No one's going to know you exist. So I think one of the greatest things is we all have access in this day and age to social media, which is a free marketing platform. Like, you don't have to pay. You just have to have some connection to the internet, and you can create a portfolio, a profile, and just start going. And anyone in the world could see you and be brought to your profile, to your landing page. So I think that's kind of the beauty of social media these days. It's absolutely free. Yep. You don't have to have a budget. It's literally free marketing. Literally.
Yeah, we have access the way other generations never had, which is amazing. Look, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm saying it's easier, but it's just we've got a world of access where you're able to travel the world as a photographer and find clients anywhere you go. And that's amazing.
And I know too, it can be very disheartening because you can post and you feel like you're posting a lot or even a little, and it doesn't feel like it's working at all. So at some point you need a form or strategy to help. And so I think let's start at the beginning. Okay, first of all, what are our options? We have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. What else is out there? Website, Google.
LinkedIn. That's also something that people forget about. TikTok's definitely one that's coming up. And it's not just photos, it's videos as well, which is good. So if you're someone that dabbles in both or make behind the scenes videos, you've got both avenues. I'm not sure if we're missing anything. We got your traditional website, Google.
Blue Sky's coming up.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of
Blue Sky, Substack. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of new things coming out every day. I heard you mention Snapchat the other day. I wonder how to market on Snapchat. That's interesting. Never thought about that.
People do it.
I'm not adding it to the list of things I have to post on, but if you can do it, power to you. We're old. We just stick to the regulars. Sure, there's something for like the 16 to 24-year-olds, but I'm not on there.
You have literally the world at your fingertips. So what does that mean? What should you do? Well, it's actually pretty simple, and it's easier to say than it is to do, in my opinion. But literally, you just figure out, I would start on one rather than going to a bunch at once. Now, what you can do is you can create an account on Instagram, for example, and then you can cross-post in different platforms, right? So you can go to TikTok. You can also have it pushed to Facebook or Threads or whatever it is. But I would say focus on one in the very beginning, and make that one that you choose needs to fit where you think your ideal client is going to be. So if your ideal client is 80-year-olds, you're probably not going to find 80-year-olds on Instagram, most likely. They're going to be where? Facebook, right? Easy Google search, you're going to find out. They're probably on Facebook. They're probably in Facebook groups, so that's somewhere to go. They might even be in Nextdoor app. Do you guys have that in Australia?
I don't know what that is, so no, I guess not. What is it?
It's just an app where you go on and your neighborhood basically has a feed, and you have to verify your address. So it's like you and your neighbors only. Yeah, so it's like a whole thing.
That's creepy. I don't want people to know where I live. That's too close for my comfort. I do not want to be marketing to my neighbor. He wants it because they'll ask you some weird shit. Like, they'll call you on that app or whatever, and they'll be like, "Can you do my wife a boudoir shoot?" I don't want to know what you guys do in your spare time. So I'm gonna say no to the neighborhood app for your business.
If it's not for you, definitely don't do it.
Think about it. It's like shitting in the pool. Okay, you're gonna swim in it. Sorry, but I'm afraid. It's like peeing in the pool. You're swimming in it, all right? Like, you're swimming around in that same place. Don't do it.
I respect that fully. So let's say no Nextdoor app, okay?
Look, I had a client bring a neighbor to her photo shoot. She was in my street and she's like, oh, my friend's gonna come along, which I don't normally allow anyway, but she just kind of forced her way in. She's like, yeah, I just walked from my house down the street. I felt so violated. I didn't want my neighbor knowing what my house looked. I don't want my neighbor being next to just no. No, it's all right. But that's me. Move on. Other avenues, there's plenty out there.
There's plenty out there. Pick one where you think your ideal client is going to be and focus on that, and then just cross post everywhere else in the beginning. At some point, you're going to get better and you're going to expand your marketing efforts, and you can really dial it in for each platform. So that will come later. So don't stress out about all that in the beginning. Just pick one, get really good at something, and then you'll go from there. And you'll automatically get followers coming from one place to the other just because they want to follow you. So don't stress on that. But the biggest thing is that you have to post. And again, I know this is much easier said than done, but you've got to post every day, at least once per day, if you really want to see results. And you also need to consider the effort that you put in last quarter is the results you're going to start seeing today. So don't think you're just going to post every day for a week or a month and you're automatically going to start getting all these clients coming to you. Okay. It takes a while. And I think that's
building.
Yes. And I think that is one of the hardest parts for people, is because they're like, okay, I posted every day. I posted twice a day for 30 days. Nothing, no clients, nothing's happening. And they get discouraged and they stop.
If you do it, there's always a delayed effect. It's like the gym. When you work out, you're like, I'm still fat. I'm still over. Like, I didn't lose a kilo. I didn't lose whatever. It's a delayed effect. And then, you'll drop that water weight next week. But just like that, it's the same thing with your social media. Your engagement, I could talk about this for ages. It works. It's an unfortunate truth because I wasn't posting all this year. I was depressed. I was sad. I wasn't in it. I was zoned out. I had burnout to the level you wouldn't believe. So I was not posting regularly. Not my stories, not my thing. So 2 weeks ago, I decided that I'm done kind of feeling sorry for myself. I want to get back out there. I want to drive myself up. And I think just 4 days in, I gained 17,000 views on my profile in 4 days for posting. I was posting twice. I was doing a reel followed by a carousel of photos. And the reason I did this is reels get high engagement, like really high engagement. We can't deny that. But it was still on niche, it was still on brand, because I was doing reels that were based on me getting ready for the photo shoots I was then uploading. So it was kind of matching, and it was keeping people coming back for more because they're like, oh, let me see how she gets ready for her cake smash, and then let me see a cake smash. Let me see a newborn photo shoot get ready, and let me see the photo shoot. And some of it was vulnerable too, where I was talking about, it's been a hard year for me. I want to get back out there, kind of getting people to like feel for me and get into that. And people engaged with that. So we're talking engagement, that buzzword you hear every day. I got literally 4 bookings in 4 days because of driving my engagement up. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't all new clients. Here's the trick. It was people coming back because they actually said it to me. I forgot, but I saw your story. I forgot, but I saw your reel. 2 people said that in the same week. And these were people I thought were ghosting me because of, my prices have gone up since they came to me last time. And I thought, oh, they're not going to come back. They were returning clients that had inquired 3 months ago, but seeing me posting just reminded them in their brain, oh yeah, I got to book that in. Look how good our work is. So don't give up. Don't be discouraged when you get that first quiet where you're like, oh, nothing's happening. It's not instant. Know that you'll either get someone coming back that forgot about you, because they forget. People are busy. They forgot about you, they'll come back. Or you might get a drive of new people, even if it's one new person for the 3 people that found you. That's an improvement, because that one person will tell 5 people about you. To keep
100%. Don't be discouraged at the end of the day. Fort May said that she posted in 4 days and one of her posts had 17,000 views. So if you're like me and you're out there and you're thinking 17,000, I can't even get 17 people to look at my post. What is she talking about? 17,000. Do not get discouraged, because Fort May's been doing this for a while. So she does have a following already. She's not building from scratch. So just because you're not getting immediate results, you just have to stick to it. And that is probably the hardest part, is being consistent.
Don't get me wrong, even bigger profiles or medium. I got a middle profile. I would say I'm on the middle ground. I still have those quiets where I upload something and I get 23 views and I'm like, please. I spent hours on that video. I spent hours on that photo. So don't stress. I did try this thing that worked, and you can give it a go. I did 30 reels for 30 days. So every day at the same time, I uploaded a reel. And do you know what? I saw the growth because the algorithm also helps you. You got to understand, the more you deliver the content machine eats, and then it spews more views out. And over the 30 days, one of those videos got 3 million views. It wasn't every day, and I was 100% discouraged. I was like, oh, why am I still doing this? And then one of them got 5,000 views, and I'm like, oh, that's exciting. And then it went quiet again. And then one of them got 50,000. I was like, whoa, okay. So I kept going. And then by the end, the last one got 3 million. Keep going. Just, you gotta keep going. And sometimes it's random, but something will take off for you. It's not the end all. Like, it's not super important that one of your videos takes off. Don't get me wrong. That's not going to give you 5 million followers, but it might get one person thinking about you. It might get one person that had you on the fence, or one person that was comparing you to 3 other places and said, hey, I really like that video she did. I saw that went viral. She made a new trend. Oh, I want to do that with her, because they will trust you as well. So keep posting, keep showing them what you've got.
And keep in mind, studies show that it takes on average 7 touch points, 7 different times of someone seeing you for them to even reach out once. So it's like, just because you don't see results, someone's seen you, maybe 5 times later they see you, they finally follow you, and you're like, okay, are they ready to book? No, they're probably not ready to book. They need to see you again and again. So you just have to stay consistent and let them get through that marketing funnel.
And when you're talking about statistics, I'm going to jump in real quick at that. Study the statistics of your niche with engagement, because what Heather said is totally true. But I actually found out something just by fun. It popped up somewhere that statistically say in newborn photography, people that are harder to book are women with female babies, like girls. So girls are harder to attain. They take about 12 clicks, whereas a mum with a boy will book you in the first 3 clicks. So I have to work harder when it comes to little girls, right? I have to upload more baby girl photos if I really want that. And it is so true. I used to have so many boys in the studio, and I'm like, why is there so many baby boys? It's not that there's less baby boys in the world, is that I was delivering the content and the engagement that was just getting baby boys, because it's easier to get them to, book in. So study your niche. It does help.
Also consider, even if you get 1 follower off of 10 posts in a row, it's totally fine, because you have to think about, you're going to book 10%. Like, that's a good number to shoot for. So don't be so hard on yourself, and don't give up. That's the hardest part. I feel like 90%, and this is my own statistic, I feel like 90% of people give up, and that's the difference between people succeeding and not succeeding.
That's true. If you just say stuff it and you don't do it, you don't do the work, you don't get the return. There is a full circle of return that you get for the effort that you put in. And it's as hard as it is to keep going every day. It does work. I've seen it. It sucks, but it works. And I hate to reward the social media machine, because you're just spewing more into it, but it gives you back. It does. It does. It gives you back. I hate it, but it does. Like, follow our page, right? The broke photographers, and have a look. We're starting fresh too. See how we go. Like, we're in the same. If you're just starting out, we're in the same boat as you. Our page is new. We're doing the same work. We're going to be just there with you. So we feel what you're doing. It's so hard starting fresh.
100%. Visibility is everything. People need to know that you exist. And the most beautiful part about social media is that it can be absolutely free. Yep. You can also do paid ads. And if you want to see faster growth, that's something that you can definitely get into. Here is my rule, and you can tell me if you agree with this or not for me. Do not pay for paid ads until you can learn how to market successfully. If you can market successfully, then you can do paid ads successfully. And that's very broad, but yeah, go ahead.
I will agree and disagree.
Well, I think you're going to waste money on paid ads if you don't know what you're doing.
I just think for a model call, it's okay to do a paid ad if you're desperate. Because you kind of need money. You need money to make money at the beginning. And if you have a blank page and you need a model call, I would say go to the mom Facebook groups first. That's usually much easier and free. But if you're really sitting there blank and you've done a few free photo shoots, your page is a bit bare, and you have something to show already, so that is about the marketing, you have a few posts already, then you can use like an ad for a model call just to get a few more people in if you want that to broaden a bit. So if you've narrowed in all the mom groups and Facebook and Instagram, and you're like, "Ugh, I still can't find anyone that's what I want," you can do a paid ad. You're gonna lose money on it because you're doing a free photo shoot, but you have to lose money sometimes to get those sample photos and things like that. Not everything's just free. So let's talk a little bit about what kind of content you want to show your clientele. Now, I'm going back a few episodes now, and I'm going to bring this up. Stay on brand, stay in your niche, stay in a rhythm of consistency on your page. So, like I said in a few episodes ago, do not just upload pictures of your bowl of cereal because it looks cute in the sun. Stay on brand. So, here's some example of some free content. Get your notepad. Okay. Everything is content. Everything. You getting ready in the morning in your professional photography outfit. Get ready with me, photographer edition. Content. I know it's lame. Just do it. Content. Content. People want to be fueled by content. Okay, get ready with me to go out to a photo shoot. Content. Day in the life of a photographer. Content video right there. And that's basically you just putting a phone on the corner of your dash cam as you drive into a location. Putting the camera in front of you while you do a little bit of makeup. They're short videos. 2 seconds here, 2 seconds there. You rope it together late at night while you're alone and just do a voiceover. Other things you can do, setting up your backdrop. People don't know how these things are done. You might think it's boring, but it's not boring to other people. Putting these backdrops together that no one's ever used before. Normal, like photographers will watch you and non-photographers will watch you. So if you've got a backdrop system that's really cool, put it together on camera. If you don't have the time on the spot to talk, which I don't ever have, do a voiceover later. So record yourself putting that backdrop up later. And guess what? You haven't narrowed yourself in on a particular topic you have to talk about. You could talk about just how you put this backdrop up, but you can also talk about your day. You could say, this was a big day, had to get ready for the shoot, then had to go out. You could do anything with the voiceover. Other things, packing up. That's a free video right there. Packing up. Editing videos. You do it for free. You're doing the editing anyway. Record some videos of you editing. Do a voiceover. Done. Showing your client their first package when they come to pick it up. Ask them permission. Sometimes I open the door and I say, "Hey, can I get a video of just you opening your package and seeing your seeing your album for the first time?" And they say, a lot of people say, no problem. If you know someone's very private, don't bother asking. But even if sometimes they might say no, they might say, you can get my hands only, and just videotape their hands opening the album. There's a video. There's so many free videos and free content that you can do. You shopping at your local Walmart, Hobby Lobby, etc. for new props. There you go. You going to the markets and finding a new magical chair for your studio. These are all videos. These are all things. I know we're photographers, not videographers, but that content leads people to your page, which leads them to see your photos. And I do recommend sandwiching in your photo to every video so they don't have to look far to find the photos.
I think all of that excellent ideas. I do want to say that if you feel like I don't have enough content to post or I don't know what to post or anything like that, just remember that the odds of someone actually seeing that post is kind of small. It is totally okay to repost. You can repost the same content. You can repost the content slightly different. You can take a video that you've already posted, have it as the background green screen app, and then talk about it and get more detailed about what it. No one cares that you're, I want to say, like recycling material. Your clients, odds are they're not even going to see it once, let alone twice. Don't stress on that.
People don't usually watch it in the same order, so they won't notice that stuff. You're 100% right.
That's what I hear a lot of photographers have trouble with, is saying like, oh, I don't have enough content to post every day. Actually, you do. Just don't overthink it. Just throw it out, see what sticks, because something is better than nothing, to be quite honest. But I will say,
you doing all these things for the first time is content. You trying to make a website, put your phone next to your table.
Yeah.
Trying to make a website for the first time. I've never done this before. People just like to be a part of the experience with you. So that is a video in itself. You struggling to do all these things. Trying to look for a model. Oh my God, I've looked everywhere. This is what I've done. That is a video. And you know what? If that video goes a little bit viral or whatever, someone will comment, hey, I'll be your model. You'd be surprised. Just post it.
Pro tip, whenever I make some kind of content, in the back of my mind, and this is advanced level, so don't worry about it too much, but I always want to show what service or value or thing that I'm bringing to my potential client. Because at the end of the day, people are kind of selfish, right? So they want to be like, well, what's in it for me? What are you going to do for me? I'm giving you money. Like, what do I get out of it? So it can be a beautiful photo. It can be the way you make them feel. It can be a specific service. It can be printing as well as digital images or the personalized service that you give, or just that you're a cool person. Whatever you bring to the table for your client, because it is about them at the end of the day, then make sure you're showing that, because that will sell you just as great as I can only see someone's breakfast or bowl of cereal so many times. Like, and then I'm going to get bored, no matter how delicious it looks. I want to know at the end of the day, when I'm trying to be converted into a client, I want to know what's in it for me. I know it sounds selfish,
What do you
but
mean
pro
by that?
tip.
What do you mean
By what?
by what is it? What's in it for me? What's a client thinking when they're thinking, what's in it for me?
Let me give you guys an example. When you go to buy, and I know guys out there, I'm sorry, I have to give this example because it's like really close to me. When you go to buy makeup or a blouse or a dress or something beauty or fashion, when you go to buy this object, I am going to purchase this lipstick and it is going to change my life. And I believe it's going to change my life because I've watched this ad that says, if I put on this lipstick, I'm going to feel amazing. I'm going to feel like a new person. I'm going to feel like 10 years younger. Like I'm going to, hop in my heels and go down New York City and I am going to go out in the town for the day and it's going to be amazing. Like that's what's in it for me, is this feeling of feeling beautiful, feeling confident, right? So that's one thing for a feeling. You could also go even further, like this lipstick, because I'm doing makeup and I'm taking care of myself, I'm going to get a relationship out of it. So it can be like, yeah, so it's going to make my life better. It's going to improve my life. Taking the same example, so when it comes to lipstick, the ingredients, right? These are healthy ingredients. These are all natural, organic, grown from bees that have been harvested over full moons, whatever. And so I'm selling this idea of healthy ingredients for you. This is going to better your life. It's going to improve your health. Da, da, da. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like people want to understand what's in it for them at the end of the day. And so let's say you're selling prints to your client. You're selling this idea of building a family legacy that someone can see years later down the road. They're going to look at these prints. You can decorate your home with your family and your love, and statistics show that kids who see themselves on the walls grow up with more confidence and da 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 da. So there's all these things that you can show how you're giving them value and what you're doing for them. So, and then it's up to you to get creative to show that. So, yeah, there's lots of different ways to do that as well. So, you can even show value when you consider yourself a budget photographer. So, let's talk about that a little bit, guys. I think this is something we haven't really brought up yet, which is pricing. And I don't want to get into it too much right now because it is a complicated beast. But
We're just skimming on the social media aspect of showing your value, because like she said, you could be starting out, you could be more on the budget side, but if you show your worth in your work and how you maybe carry yourself, how your products come out in videos, how you make things, you still might sell people that you're worth more than you might consider yourself at that point. You might still be like, oh, I'm only worth nothing. I'm a free photographer right now. I'm giving photo shoots away. But you're showing some beautiful products that you made and someone wants to pay you for it. You'd be surprised. There's people that have made offers on people that weren't even charging because they saw the worth in them. You might be surprised. You need to always be thinking about your worth and showing your worth. So that is why when we talk about social media and your content, that is very important to try and rein in on what you want your value to be shown to your client base. And the funny thing is, when I was starting out and I used to do ads, I'm here and there. I didn't do much ads, thank God, because I do hear that sometimes it can trick the algorithm to not show your work unless you pay for the ads. But every once in a while, I would do an ad, especially when I was looking for a model call or at the beginning of my career. I used to purposely write there's a section that says, what's your client's interest that you want to find your ad? and I would literally write Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, all the brands. Like, now that I think about it, it's absolutely ridiculous because some of my best spending clients, they drove Taragos and Toyotas and whatever. It's not that. The brands doesn't mean that they're going to spend money. You'll see people show up to your studio in Mercedes Benz, and they'll try and get the smallest package and discount you. It's the value. I've had people that are 17, first child with their boyfriend from high school, but the value that I showed them online, the value in taking that photo and getting a good quality photo, she saved up every week her minimum wage job to afford me. So, like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean the rich person. You have to show brands. I'm not saying that when I say value. I'm talking about showing it's worth what you're selling. These photos are worth it for your family. They are worth it because these products will stay with you and continue with your family past your death. That's how much value for generations. Past your death. You're dead, you're gone, you're in the grave, and they still have your album. I'm just saying. So you're not just selling a quick fix product. You're selling something that's really memorable. So mention that. Show the value. It's worth
Yes.
spending with you.
And I think this touches on showing the value. Also, just be confident in it. Don't say, I'm just starting out and I don't charge very much and I don't really be like get out there and look excited and say, I have been doing this for a year and I love my families and blah, blah, blah. So you're just reframing your value in that sense. Be confident, be clear, and especially if this is a passion for you, show that passion. And I think when it gets into value, but if you can show value in your budget pricing, for example, like I don't just give you images on a stick, I go through and I edit them for you. And I personally deliver them, or I put them on an online gallery where you can share these beautiful images with everyone you know, anyone you want to send a link to, and they can see these in a beautiful screen that they're holding in the palm of their hand from anywhere. And you could do all of that stuff and still be a budget photographer. So it's really just framing yourself and what you offer for them. So in a way, that's showing value as well. And I think it's also important to definitely keep raising your rates strategically. So yeah, just be confident. Be confident in yourself as an artist, as a photographer. I think I can speak confidently for the both of us. We have always had this sort of imposter syndrome at some point. Oh, is our work good enough? Da, da, da. It doesn't matter how successful we've been, how much money we're bringing in. You're always going to doubt yourself, especially as an artist. So just try to have the confidence and just realize it's totally normal when you feel those kinds of things.
So we want to know, this is for the seasoned photographers. I hope you're watching. I want you to put in the chat box, how do you show your value? Because it's a very hard thing to figure out, especially when you're starting out. So tell us in a few lines, how do you show your value in your photography to your client base? Because I think that's so valuable to new photographers. And, I'm sure we've missed so much today. So put that in the chat box and help us out.
Don't forget to follow the pod and leave a review if today's episode gave you a little kick to start getting visible. And don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of the things. And don't forget, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So I want to say again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Bye.